Hello everyone, my name is Abhilash and welcome to Credit Debit with Abhi. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to use American Express membership reward points to be able to book business class from New York to Dubai. Like I always say, we need to get at least 2 cents per point for our credit card points, especially when you're talking about the AMEX membership reward points. And we'll use an example in my specific case where I booked my travel from New York to Dubai to do exactly that. Like we do in all of our videos, let's dive in. The first step in this process is finding award availability. And there are various ways you can go about finding award availability, but the one that I use quite consistently is to go to Award Hacker. Now if you go to Award Hacker, type in JFK to Dubai, business class, on a specific date and one stop, we'll see that a bunch of options open up. So let's take a look at a few of them. There is Lufthansa Airlines, which is operated by Star Alliance. There's also American Airlines, which will be operated by One World and more. So we'll have to dive into which other airlines are a part of that segment. There's also Cathay Pacific, and that's the one that we're going to be focusing on. And one of the airlines that operates this particular flight is British Airways, as you can see. And if you see where you can transfer your points from, there is membership reward points as a part of it, which is denoted by the MR. Let's move on to the second step in the process. Now it goes without saying that you have to do a little bit of research. So once you get the list of results from Award Hacker, go into a couple of the examples and see if you can find any award availability. When I went through the process, I couldn't find award availability on a bunch of the options, Lufthansa being one of them. And so as I moved on, I figured that Cathay Pacific actually had some award availability for the dates that I was looking at. Now let's dive into what that looks like on the Cathay Pacific website. The first thing you need to do is create a Cathay Pacific account. It's very easy to do and is free for you. Once you've done that, log into your account, go to the Redeem Flight section. Once you're on the website, choose one way, choose from as New York, choose your to destination as Dubai. I chose business for one adult, and I chose the date that I was looking at. When you click search, you will see that there are a couple of options that come up in business class, starting at 75,000 points. Once you figure this out on Cathay Pacific, go over to the British Airways website and make sure that you're able to see the award availability for the same dates. Now, as is the case in most instances, you will see that the rates that both these airlines are charging are going to be different. And Cathay Pacific happens to be the cheaper of the two options. Now, if you come back to the Cathay Pacific website and click on the first option, which is the flight that leaves at 7:55 a.m., we'll see the flight details. And you will see that this is a flight operated by British Airways that leaves New York and reaches London at 7:35 the next day. And then the flight that takes off from London at 9:30 the same day reaches Dubai the day after. So this is exactly what we are looking for. The other thing you will see is that there are fees associated alongside the points that you need to redeem for the flight. These fees translate to about $635, which is not cheap. And we'll get into this when we do the cent per point calculation in a bit, but I did want to call that out. There are times when you can find better options where you don't have the fees be as large as this. But for me, since I was getting more than 2 cents per point, I was happy with the redemption. The other thing to note is to change the currency from Hong Kong dollars to USD when you're stationed in the US. I tried booking it using HKD as the currency and it just wouldn't let me. So that's something I did want to call out. For step 3 in this process, you'll have to go to the American Express login page, go to rewards and benefits, and then click on reward and benefits, and you'll see a bunch of options open up. You'll see multiple options such as cover card charges, pay with points at checkout, but the one we are interested in is transfer points. If you go to that page, you'll see a bunch of options listed in terms of the airline partners that Amex has. The one we need to select is Cathay Pacific. When you go into that page, you'll be able to connect your American Express account with Cathay Pacific. I had already done that, so you can see it says that my Cathay Pacific account is enrolled. And as you can see, you have a minimum transfer threshold of 1,000 points to a maximum transfer threshold of about 1 million. What we need in our case is about 75,000 points. Now remember that these points can only be transferred in increments of 1,000. And the other thing to note here is that the estimated transfer time is about 48 hours, which can be tricky. I tried to call Cathay Pacific to hold the reservation, but that wasn't possible. There was a huge wait, so I was willing to take a chance with it. What I want to report on is that when I did transfer the points over from my American Express account to the Cathay Pacific account, it went through very, very quickly, but your mileage may vary. The fourth step in the process is to observe your Cathay Pacific account and see if the points have come over to Cathay Pacific. Once that's happened, all you need to do is to make sure that the award availability still exists, go through the process, pay the amount, and then you're good to go. So I was able to book this business class flights for 75,000 points and about $635. Let's do a quick cent per point calculation for this. If you go to Google Flights, look at flights from New York to Dubai for the specific date, in our case was 25th of June, select business class and select British Airways as the only airline that we're looking at. If you look at the results and see that the flight that we were looking at, which leaves JFK at 7:55 a.m. in the morning, one-way business class costs $9,886. If we do a quick cent per point calculation for this, it's going to be 9,886 minus the 635 that you have to pay in taxes and fees. That computes to about $9,251. And if we divide that by the 75,000 and multiply it by 100, we'll come to the cent per point calculation of about 12.3. And like I said right at the top of the video, that's well above the 2 cent per point mark that we set for ourselves. I hope that video was useful. Let me know in the comments below what are the sectors you're interested in. I'll try to find some award availability and share it with you on YouTube. Also consider liking and subscribing if this is something that you're interested in going forward. And like always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.